like a sign of a healthy culture is actually when the team is basically arranging their own activities.
It's like good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love in life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
I want astronaut to be in focus.
Maybe you could put it on the table. Yes. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to MattGron Talks. This is episode 122, and my name is Mattias Gronborg, aka MattGron, and I'm the founder of the HubSpot agency iGoMoon. And here, my friends, I'm sharing my scaling up journey together with iGoMoon, building the company from nothing to something. And of course, with me as usual, the one and only Svea Malina Landschoff. How are you doing, Svea?
I'm doing very well. We just had our Julbord yesterday with iGoMoon, so I'm still full and happy and satisfied. I feel very, very good. How are you doing after yesterday?
I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was. So first of all, also welcome to MattGron Talks here from my side. And this is where entrepreneurship runs smack into reality 3 times a week. And before we talk more about the Julbord, and if you're not Swedish and you don't know what a Julbord actually is, I just want to ask Mattias to introduce our framework to everyone who might be new to our vlog.
Yes, for all the newcomers, we have a framework for you. And every Monday, I share my personal development journey, growing as a human being and a leader. And then every Wednesday, which is today, we talk about everything I'm learning in the entrepreneurial process, scaling up iGoMoon. And then every Friday, I share my weekly self-inventory when I talk about things that I could have done better. And I'm also sharing things I have learned, and we are celebrating the victories.
Yes, and I call this your diary, your weekly diary where you share everything that happens in the process. And on a bigger scale, obviously, you share that in the whole vlog that we're doing here. But let's talk about our Wednesday topic, which will be about outside of work activities together with the team. And you might see I was inspired by our activity yesterday, which was our Julbord. And I think, first of all, maybe there are people watching who have no idea what I'm talking about, what a Julbord is. Do you want to explain for all the non-Swedes out there what that is?
Yeah, basically you eat a lot of food. And, yeah. And I'm not so good at the history around the Julbord. Probably there is better people that have more information about that. But it's like a huge Swedish tradition. You have a lot of food and you eat. And but I mean, I think it's a little bit maybe like Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, I would say so too. I get similar
Yeah.
vibes. And I think it's, like in Germany, we usually have one dish that we eat. Like everyone eats the same thing. And when I came here and learned about the tradition, I think that's really nice because you have some traditional Swedish things that you eat every year. And then you have kind of like a buffet. And I think it's called Julbord, like Christmas table. Because I think when you eat with your family, you have probably the whole table full of food. And in our case, we went to this amazing place in Stockholm, which I think used to be a school, but it looked very, very nice, very majestic. And there we had some nice dinner and a buffet, and my very first Julbord ever, actually. So thank you, Mattias, for inviting me.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
my first
Yeah.
time, because I think the last 2 times I was here, we were just celebrating together, the 2 of us, so we didn't really do a big thing. So that was really
Yeah.
nice to try some new things, and the food was so good. Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
also fun to meet everyone because, a lot of new people joined who I haven't met yet. I know a couple of people joined in this whole moving chaos. I think 3 or 4 new people at least. So that was fun to get to know some of them as well.
Yeah, I'm glad that you liked your first Swedish julborden.
Yeah, I think it's hard to live up to that for the next Yule boards to come. It was a pretty high standard there already.
Yeah, it was actually the second time we went to this one. People have been asking for this Julbord again,
Okay.
and
I can understand
so
why.
yeah,
And before we went there, I jumped right into the Julbord, but we actually went to the office first. We gathered there. Well, David and I went there. Everyone else was already at the office. And then we played some Christmas game, which I thought was really fun too. I saw like one of the team members wrote in Slack that we would do a Christmas game. So everyone basically was buying a present and no one knew who bought what. So we put everything on the table and then there was some rules around it with like dices and so you can and could get a present when you were getting a 1 or a 6. And actually I have one here. I just needed to share this with you. This is actually mine that I won, but David kind of took it over. So David and I, we got this Christmas or Santa Claus drinking hat that he already used beautiful. This morning, actually. I'm gonna put a picture here. So as you can see, he had his energy drinks in there. And tried to get back on track after the Julbord yesterday.
Yeah, it's very important to hydrate after the Julbord.
With energy drinks, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I think the name of the game is actually Secret Santa because the whole idea is that everyone is buying like a cheap Christmas present, and I think everyone spent about 10 euros or something, and then you threw all the presents into the game, and yes, and then you actually roll the dice as you said, and if you get 1 or 6, you can actually grab a present, and then at one point everyone has a present. If you play the more evil game of it, you actually have less presents than people.
Oh, okay.
So then some people, they don't get a present. But the thing is, when all the presents is actually divided among everyone, then if you get 1 or 6, when you roll the dice, you can actually pick.
Yeah.
And then there is a countdown, so people get more and more stressed.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yes, so
because the thing is, good you say that. My first round I actually got a sandwich maker, and I was so happy I got a sandwich maker because I always wanted one. One of my best friends had one, and I loved it. So I never had one, and I was so happy about it. And then someone took it away from me, and I tried to get it back all the time. I was like, sandwich maker. But in the end, I got this amazing Santa Claus. Yeah. That's also good. So. Yeah, so that was fun, and I think that really showed how fun the team is and how important the culture is. And this is kind of like where I try to do the transition to our topic today. So
great.
Yeah, I want to talk about these kinds of events, and I know that there are some things that you do on a regular basis, like Afterworks. We talked about frisbee golf a couple of times. And I think you also have some other things that are connected to reaching some goals. I think the trip to South Africa together with the team about 2 years ago was something like that, where I think you reached a couple of things and then you took the whole team to South Africa. So maybe you know more than me. Can you explain what kind of events you do and what kind of things do you do?
Yes, I think there's basically two kind of activities. You already mentioned them, kind of the South Africa or the Cape Town trip. That time was because we became a gazelle company, and we had like a goal: if we reach this amount of revenue, we will take the entire team to for a conference trip to South Africa. Mm-hmm. So typically, like we have different events connected to the goals we put up. Mm-hmm. But I think like Afterworks and social events on a monthly basis, they are sometimes there's planned events, like company planned events, like this Christmas table or Julbord in Swedish. And but I also think like a sign of a healthy culture is actually when the team is basically arranging their own activities. So I think it's a good sign how, I mean, if people actually like working together, if they put up that kind of events, you know, they're socializing even. I mean, not just during work hours.
Yeah, without them
So
having to socialize, you know. I think I saw that a couple of times in Slack also. People were like, hey, I was thinking of going out tonight. Anyone wants to join? Or I think, yeah, like I said, that's a good sign. And people are doing that on like a, what's the word? Like a free will basis. That sounded very weird. But you know what I mean. I think that's
yeah,
really good.
yeah. I mean, I don't think there is the company's responsibility to put up all the reasons to actually do things together. I think you can actually summarize it as a sign of engagement.
Yeah. And why do you think that these events like the Julbord or the Afterwork or frisbee golf or whatever kind of fun things you're doing together, why do you think these are so important? Why are you doing these?
I mean, I think we were talking about it in the when we were discussing the when we played the game Secret Santa, and when you were sharing about it, you know, I got a feeling that you thought it was fun.
Yes.
So I think, I mean, people that laugh together and have fun, they will also become better as a group, and probably the level of communication will increase and things. So
yeah, I agree.
So that's the reason why you do it. But I like when we talk about it, when you ask the question, it's almost like you think it should be planned, and I don't think that's actually the truth, because I mean, as I said, like 50% of it is something we do because, you know, it's like a company, like it's something the company is planning. But I mean the like a healthy group of people, they should actually plan things to, you know, have fun and hang out, and it's like an ongoing thing. And I think if I look back over the 10 years I've been running iGoMoon, I can see that we have had some episodes when, I mean, there was no activities or initiatives from the team to actually do things together. And if someone you know, was planning something, then there was very few people participating. So I think I can look back and I can, you know, draw conclusions, and you know, I can, and I have learned a lot from these episodes. So
why do you think in these situations there were not so many people engaging? Do you think it was the group of people that was just not the best match at the time, or what were some reasons?
I think there is a lot of different reasons for that. I mean, one part of it could be that you know, you actually have a group that, you know, they don't want really to hang out with each other. It could be, I mean, if you're all the way out here, maybe they don't like each other, right? Or they are in totally different situations in life.
Yeah.
So, but I think like if let's talk about if we look at the what I think is very important, the culture, and like one part of get a healthy, work culture and is actually engagement. And I mean, like when people, when there is a low engagement, when you have a low engagement rate in the company, I think that's also a sign that the majority of the people, they actually just work there to pay their bills.
Yeah.
So, and I think that part, me as a leader, like me as a leader is very responsible for creating that, because I am the person who actually recruit people. I'm the person that is actually, put together things and have the entire like map, culture map, like where are we going as a company. So,
Yeah.
but I again I also want to say that when you do the things right, I mean, like the energy should not come from the top and down, but you set the right foundation to actually,
Yeah, should be natural.
when you have the right people on board.
Yeah.
And
I mean, one of the core values is have fun after all, right? And I think it's not just something you say. I feel like at iGoMoon you really live that, and I can. Yeah, I say that all the time, and I really feel when I come to the office, there's always a good mood. I always feel welcomed, even though I'm rarely at the office. So for me, these kind of events like, the Julbord or also the conference I attended in the summer, the kickoff was really fun for me because these are kind of my only situations where I can really engage with everyone. So I really like that. So yeah, I can only say that I feel it's a great team right now. And I feel there is this natural engagement that you were talking about right now. I feel a lot of people are also friends outside work. And I feel this obviously adds to how they work. And I think we had the example of Dennis and Henrik the other day that they are just, like I said, a match made in heaven. I feel like they really, really like each other genuinely. And I feel they also make a great team. So I feel if you're also friends outside of work, they can absolutely help the whole team and the whole company profit from that.
Yes, and yes, but I definitely think that then the results becomes the result is that people have fun because of the engagement rate, and so yeah.
And do you, speaking of fun, my last question regarding this is, do you have some favorite memories of some outside of work activities together with the team? I know you do the frisbee golf things, that maybe there were some other unconventional things you were trying out, or maybe the trip to South Africa. What are some favorite things?
Yeah, but again, the trip to South Africa for me is not outside work. So
maybe that's called outside office. Maybe that's a better way of putting it.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, in one way, like that trip is more work than anything else.
Okay, I see.
Because it's a part of our purpose. Like that's why we exist.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, the most memorable. What did you say? Like memorable.
Yeah.
Hard word, by the way. Trip or initiative we have done as a team activity and conference is, of course, our trip to Project Playground and in Cape Town.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So when we visited them 2 years ago. So yes.
Yeah, and any other? I'm always coming back to the frisbee golf, but I feel there's maybe some more. Any other fun activity, or maybe like an activity that was most fun for you to participate? I'm just curious what else you did.
Yeah, there's been a lot of. I mean, frisbee golf, that's fun. I mean, I think all of the activities is fun. We did escape room once. That was also
nice.
super fun. Yes.
Cool. Escape room. I always wanted to do that. So maybe that's an idea for next time.
Maybe.
Yeah. So because I feel the crispy golf,
Crispy golf, that could be something.
Christmas golf. No, the frisbee golf is something that always happens when it's kind of cold already. So I feel we could do like the escape room in the winter and then the frisbee golf. And some inspiration, Mattias, no pressure. Yeah. But yeah, that was these were my questions for today. And thank you for that. It was interesting to hear what you think about that. And I think we can come to the conclusion that a natural engagement and a high engagement is always good for the company culture and working together as a team. So
yeah, exactly. And I mean, I just want to say that it's super important because I think it's not like the snacks bar or the free soda or these things you put into the organization as a company that builds the culture. That's why I really want to say that, like, to really ignite the engagement in the company, there's so many other things you need to work on. Like these social events necessarily don't, it's not planned things with a purpose that, okay, let's do it, and then people might end up having fun together. So I think you need to really balance both sides of it. And
I think it's something you can't really calculate. I think this just comes by hiring the right people, finding people that fit well together, right? I think that's kind of what you mean, that this just evolves naturally if everything else is going right.
Exactly.
And people understand everything around it. Yeah. All right. I would say it's a wrap for today.
That's a wrap.
Thank you for today, Mattias. And also everyone watching, thank you guys. Please subscribe if you like what we are doing. Leave a comment. We're still waiting for some questions. I know Mattias is happy to answer everything you might want to know. So go crazy in the comments. And also hit the bell because we're publishing 3 times a week so you don't miss another video. So Mattias, thank you again and see you in the next one, hopefully.
Thanks, Svea, and thanks for watching MattGron Talks. See you in the next one.
Bye-bye. Bye.